You are at a birthday dinner for someone you have known since 6th grade. The table orders appetizers before the entries even arrive. You already did the math walking in, checking account, minus rent due Friday, minus the $40 you promised your mom. You order water. You tell the waiter you already ate, but you didn't. At the end, the bill gets split evenly, appetizers included. Your share is $34 more than what you actually ordered. You pay it anyway, saying something cost more than the money does. Your car needs a part you can't afford. You call your brother. He doesn't say no. He asks what it's for, how much, and when you will pay him back. You know this conversation before he finishes it because you have had it before. Your landlord's office calls about the lease renewal. They want a second deposit this time. Your credit dropped 9 points. You ask about the payment plan. There isn't one. Not for someone like you. Though nobody says it that way, nobody has to. You are not being punished. Nobody is cruel to you here. People just quietly rearrange around you the moment you walk in. The way you'd step around a puddle without mentioning it was there. The first rule. At this level, people don't plan with you, they plan around you. You made it to the weekend trip, four friends, one Airbnb, a group chat that decided everything without asking what anyone could afford. You go, you just skip the excursions, the boat rental, the tasting menu, and say you are not really into that stuff, so no one has to know the real reason. You split a cab instead of ordering your own. Someone offers to cover you at dinner. You say you are good, though you weren't, and you order the cheapest thing on the menu to make it true. Back home, your sister asked to borrow $150 for gas money until Friday. You have it, you give it, and something in you sits up straighter for the first time in a while, not because of the money, because you were asked for once. Nobody's impressed by $3,000. Nobody throws you a parade, but you notice you stopped bracing before your card goes through. That's the whole difference. Nobody sees it but you. The second rule. At this level, no one rescues you and no one resents you. You are just quietly, invisibly okay. You buy the first round at the bar without doing the math in your head first. It takes you a second to notice you didn't do the math. That's new. Your cousin texts you asking to borrow $150 for gas. You remember being the one asking a year ago. You send it without a follow up question, and you notice you didn't ask the follow up questions your brother used to ask you. You apply for an apartment and get approved the same day. No extra deposit, no co signer, no waiting. The leasing agent smiles the whole walkthrough. You don't clock it as strange until you are back in the car and realize you used to brace for that meeting. On a date, the check comes and lands in front of you without anyone suggesting they split it. You didn't ask for that. It just happens now. The way things happen to people, the world has quietly decided are fine. You are not rich, you are not struggling, you are the temperature nobody adjusts the room for anymore. The third rule. Normal is the first tier where nobody is watching you closely. It's also the first tier you stop watching yourself. At Thanksgiving, your father in law asks what you think about refinancing the lake house. He's never asked your opinion on anything before this year. You realize the question isn't really about the lake house. A friend from college pitches you on getting in early on his startup. He didn't call to catch up. He called because your name came up when he was making a list, and you know exactly which list. At your usual restaurant, the host seats you at the corner table by the window without asking, the one you always wanted and never got. Nobody explains why, nobody has to. Your kid's pediatrician's office has a direct line now, part of some concierge tier you didn't remember signing up for, but somehow you are on it. People stop asking if you are okay financially. They start asking what you think about investments, about their business ideas, about things they'd never have run past you 2 years ago. The questions change direction, and you are the last one to notice the shift. because you are still you. The fourth rule. This is the tier where people stop offering you help and start asking for your opinion. It feels like respect. It's actually a request wearing a nicer outfit. At a work conference, three people you don't remember meeting greet you by name and mention a mutual connection within the first sentence. You smile and pretend you remember them too. A childhood friend you haven't spoken to in 6 years messages you 2 days after your promotion goes up on LinkedIn. We should catch up sometime. You stare at the message longer than it deserves. Your kids' school's calls, not the front office, the PTA president personally, to invite you to a private meeting about funding the new gym. Since you are in a position to make a real difference, you didn't know your position was public information. Apparently, it is. You stop getting invited to things casually. You start getting invited to things specifically, with your name already written on the seating chart before you. The fifth rule, at this level, people stop asking what you do for a living. They start asking what you can do for them. A wealth advisor calls you out of nowhere. The week after a business sale becomes public record. You never gave anyone this number. You didn't have to. The filing did it for you. A distant relative, someone you have met twice, maybe three times, asks you to be their child's godparent. You say yes before you let yourself think about why they asked. Invitations start arriving that don't say RSVP. They say your seat is confirmed. A gala, a fundraiser dinner, a benefit board you didn't apply to join. The invitations assume the answer is yes before you have said anything. At family gatherings, you notice the room doesn't go quite exactly, but it recalibrates. Conversations get slightly more careful. People choose their complaints about money a little more deliberately in front of you now. The way you'd edit a joke, depending on who's in the room. The sixth rule, you stop being invited to things, you start being seated at them. At a dinner party, you catch someone watching your face when the wine list comes out, checking your reaction before deciding their own. You didn't do anything to invite that, you just existed near a number. An old friend's tone shifts mid conversation the moment they remember what you are actually worth. Nothing they say changes, just the pauses, just how carefully they choose the next sentence. Your kids' friends' parents are unusually warm at pickup, a little too quick to compliment the car, a little too eager to mention their own investments unprompted, like they are auditioning for something you never asked them to audition for. You start noticing who performs comfort around your money to prove they are not intimidated by it. The performance itself is the tell. Genuine indifference doesn't need to announce itself. The seventh rule, at this level, people don't get closer to you or further away. They get more careful and careful. At scale, feels a lot like distance. You walk into a family gathering and the room doesn't go silent. It just gets quieter for half a second. The way a restaurant dips in volume when someone recognizable walks in before it remembers itself and goes back to normal. A lifelong friend prefaces a simple question with, I feel weird even asking, before asking you something you'd have answered without a second thought a decade ago. The weirdness isn't about the question, it's about what you have become to them without either of you agreeing to it. At a charity event, a stranger says your name before you have said theirs. You have never met, you didn't have to. You think for a second about the version of you who once ordered water at a birthday dinner and said he'd already eaten. You wonder if that version of you would recognize this room, this seat, this silence that isn't silence, just a distance with better lighting. Somewhere tonight, someone is sitting at a table doing math in their head before the appetizers arrive. They'll order water. They'll say they already ate. They won't have. The money never changes who you are. It only changes how carefully the world decides to approach you and how far you have to travel to remember what it felt like before anyone was careful with you at all. The eighth rule, You are the same person at every number. The only thing that changes is how much distance people put between themselves and their honesty around you.